We are back on Davide Dameno Freediver channel, guys. Today's topic it's all about deep static. Let's go with the intro. So, deep static. Deep static is quite dangerous. A lot of you in the past, guys, have asked me, if I know that deep static can be potentially dangerous, and how can I train deep static in some way. Deep static is for sure dangerous. Of course, you really need to be well-trained freedivers before approaching to deep static, especially if you start, doing deep static beyond 20 or 30 meters, actually. So I perfectly know it's dangerous, and about all of you guys that are trying, to develop skills in depth, through deep static. First of all, I would suggest you to approach deep static with a proper deep safety system. So you gotta need a counterballast on the surface in order to, kinda be safe wherever, something really bad is gonna happen when you are at depth hanging, beyond 20 or 30 meters. And second of all, for sure, you never have to do this alone, and you always need to have a deep safety freediver, mainly with a scooter. So if that guy has a scooter, so if the safety diver has a scooter, that's much better, because it's gonna help you, coming back up wherever you're gonna be in trouble. So that's really important, actually. For sure, I'm gonna show you now, a pretty clear example of deep static, both in the ocean first, and then at the pool, in the deepest pool in the world, the Y40. Really perfect place to hang out from 10 meters to 42 meters in total safety, with a lot of guys that are actually watching your back, with truly amazing safety freediving systems. Enjoy the view. Okay, so in the past video, you just saw myself, hanging around at a really big depth. I was at 65 meters deep. You can check the video out on my channel. So it's a deep static at 65 meters I did recently during summer 2017 here in Sardinia. Deep static at 65 meters is pretty dangerous, and of course, the deeper you do deep static, the more dangerous you're gonna take. So In that deep static, of course, I was 100% comfortable. You know, my personal best is 85 meters in constant weight, so I did that dive, you know, pretty easily. So, you know, I knew I could actually do 65 meters and spend like 1 minute at 65 meters depth, you know, at total ease with no risks involved. So you can see my safety diver at the end of the dive, you know, trying to follow me back up. So he was already there waiting me at 30 meters, hanging, you know, just looking down and waiting for me. So he was actually my guardian angel, you know. All the safety free divers, you know, actually trying to watch your back whenever you're in trouble, you know. So that's a pretty big and clear example of deep static at 65 meters. Of course, you don't have to do deep static at 65 meters, but you can also do that, you know, at shallower depths, like 30, 40, 50 meters. Of course, if you start doing deep static beyond 40 meters, it starts to get pretty dangerous, and you really need to be very skilled and professional athletes. But you're just gonna start build that up, you know, with experience. The deeper you will start to dive, and the deeper you can actually, you know, start training deep static in all the ways. Instead, in this last video, I was actually doing deep static in the Y40, in the deepest pool in the world. Of course, I was not at 65 meters deep in the ocean, like in the previous video, but here I was at 42 meters deep at the bottom of Y40, hanging on the bottom and perceiving narcosis. You know, in Y40, the water temperature is 34 degrees, so it's pretty warm, it's very hot, and so this, according to me, it really develops narcosis and nitrogen in your blood, making you perceive narcosis if you're starting, you know, to hold your breath at 42 meters for like 1 minute, 2 minutes. I did like 230 deep static at always at 42 meters, making dive time beyond 430, almost 5 minutes total dive time of those dives. And those dives are really important because, you know, they make you perceive a lot of feelings. Narcosis has depth. In the past image, in the past video you watched, actually, I was in total narcosis. I could perceive this, you know, amazing feeling of well-being. It's really powerful, and this really trained myself to stronger narcosis when I am actually attempting, deeper dives, personal best deep dives to 85 or 90 meters actually in constant weight or free immersion. So this deep static at Y30 was actually super fun, super powerful. I got a dive, safety diver actually on the surface waiting for me, as you could see, on the way back up. And as you can see, the feeling was really intense. Were really intense. I was really having so much fun. So that's it mainly. Finally, in this third last video you watched, I was actually hanging out in deep static, not at 65 meters, which was the deepest deep static I've ever done in my life, not at 42 meters in Y30. I was doing a really long deep static at 25 meters. So that's not very deep actually, but I could really stay much longer time. Of course, I did 5 minutes and 10 seconds hanging at 25 meters. According to me, this is the most dangerous kind of deep static, even more dangerous than doing it at 65 meters, because you can stay a lot of time if you have a big static. So at 25 meters you can stay much longer time than actually at 65 meters. So you can stay, for me personally, 5 minutes or 6 minutes at 25 meters, thanks to my big deep static actually, and to my big static on the surface. For this reason, hanging at 25 meters deep for 5 minutes can be potentially dangerous, because when you start staying at 25 meters, 20 meters, so not very deep, but still you're at depth for 5-6 minutes actually, and you want to maybe reach a goal, during the dive, it can become potentially dangerous, because the feelings at that depth are completely different than the feelings you're gonna perceive in a normal static apnea position on the surface at the pool. So for this reason, you gotta really be comfortable. If you want to push it to the limit, always remember to stay focused, especially on the last part of the dive when you're gonna start feeling hypoxic. When you start feeling hypoxic, that's the moment actually when you really need to be much more focused. And actually, as usual, I had my safety divers watching my back whenever I was in trouble, saving my life actually. So that's always the first thing you gotta think of when you're doing deep static, no matter the depth, 10, 20, 30 meters. That's absolutely important. So I hope you guys happy with this video, and remember to subscribe. Let's see if we can grow this channel a bit, so help me with that. You can see the other videos all around up here. Positive vibes, dive safe, enjoy the blue. I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. Stay tuned.